Our vision is hugely important to us at St George's. Our vision is to preach Jesus, make disciples, serve our city and send out leaders. And even when it feels like everything that we know has changed, our vision remains unchanged. So through this month, we'll be looking at different aspects of our vision. And this week, we're going to hear from a few of our church family about preaching Jesus.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Beth and Gracie, for coming on Zoom with me today. Beth, you've been a guest on our latest Alpha course, Alpha Online. And Grace, you're one of our interns who helps to host Alpha. So that's really good. And we're thinking a little bit today about our vision and preaching Jesus and just the power of invitation. So, Beth, how did you come to be on the Alpha course? I think you live with someone as well who comes to St George's. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so my housemate Becky attends St George's, and I was talking about how I'd quite like to potentially start practicing my faith again. So she kind of mentioned that the St George's run the Alpha course, and that's a good sort of introduction back into kind of like Christian teaching and faith. And sort of recommended that I sign up. So I signed up, and then, yeah.
And Gracie, you've hosted Alpha. What's your favourite thing about hosting Alpha and the Alpha course?
I think one of my favourite things was individually built up my confidence with like leading other people. And then I also really liked watching people like Beth like grow in their faith, because that was just really exciting to see. And like even like the other leaders would like come out with like good ideas and like a stronger faith. And I think like even if you're leading, like it helps you in your own faith as well as like the guests, which is super cool. So yeah.
Brilliant. And Beth, you mentioned that you and your housemate would either watch church or do Alpha in small group and different things, and your housemates would kind of hear about it. What was your experience of kind of watching church and being part of church and inviting housemates to maybe try it as well at home?
Yeah, it's nice because so there were a few times that I can sort of remember Becky and I would watch the services, the 6:30 live service together, and we'd be kind of like just sat on the sofa with blankets on, and I think our housemates would come in and think we're watching like a film, because it'd be very cozy, and kind of say, oh, what are you watching? And we'd say, oh, we're watching church. But it was kind of nice because sometimes they'd come and they'd still sit in the room with us, and like they aren't practicing in faith, and they're not necessarily Christians, but they were there, and it was just nice, like we're all present together. So
yeah. And what's it been like after Alpha? So having come on Alpha, you feel like your faith has grown or being re-established, and are you in a small group or anything at the minute?
Yeah, so since so I felt like I was quite sad when Alpha ended, because I wanted to kind of progress on to doing something else, and Tim and Jess sort of have let me sort of join their small group, which is really nice. And so I'm now doing small group with in that network with Becky, and it's good because I think Alpha was like a good introduction in terms of talking about faith and different sort of, each week we focused on a different topic, and it sort of made it was a lot about your personal response, so it was easier to talk about, and then I think then when you're talking in a small group about sort of things that if you just joined without the Alpha, you'd feel a bit overwhelmed. It kind of feels like you've already got that understanding of how to talk about it, and confidence.
Yeah, brilliant. That's really cool. And what would you maybe say to anyone thinking of like coming on Alpha or inviting a friend to Alpha? What would be your kind of message to them, do you think?
I think it's just such a lovely thing to do, whether you're just sort of spiritual or it's just a nice way to understand the Christian faith, but also to kind of think about your own beliefs and feelings, and have a discussion with some lovely people, and it's just a fun thing to do, really. And then like if you want to go and join like a small group, it's a really good kind of footstep to do that. But but it's also just nice to do it on its own.
Thanks so much, guys. It's been great to hear. And our next Alpha is launching quite soon, and people can sign up or invite friends for that now. Thanks, everyone.